Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Live. We're at the halfway stage of the first game today, which is South Africa playing Australia. South Africa, of course, put into bat by Australia after Aaron Finch won the toss. Well, it's not been much of a batting effort from South Africa. They have stumbled to 118 for the loss of 9 wickets in their stipulated 20 overs. Less than a run a ball there. Markram being the star for them, the highest scorer with 40. And Kagiso Rabada, yes, that's not a name you expected to see in the top scorers list, but that's just exactly how the day was for them. Coming in at number 9. And of course, there he was not out there in the end. So taking them to 118, enough? Well, you wouldn't think so. I'm Gaurav Kapur, with me Simon Doull and Dinesh Karthik. And DK, that was, if you're a South Africa fan, that was tough to watch.
Yeah, I think they would admit that right from the start, they had a good first over. Temba Bauma got them off with a couple of good boundaries, was looking good till a couple of wickets. Well, we spoke about how important Quinton de Kock is. He actually, in many ways, used not the conditions, used the way he bats normally. He curbed himself, but kind of got out unluckily. You can't have your highest partnership being 23 and expect to score a lot of runs. The only partnership that they had to an extent was 23. 118 for 9, they're going to be struggling this game.
Yeah, Dooley struggling, right? They've been struggling this first half. And I know strange things have happened, but this is not one of the low and slow surface. We spoke about this in the com box. This is not a 118 surface.
No, certainly not. It might not be a 185, 190 surface, but it's certainly not 118. Australia bowled really well. Give them credit for that early on. I thought Bavuma's shot, we talked about it in the com box, he made it look like the ball hadn't bounced much, but he just missed one that went past the outside edge. Good one to get Van der Dussen early on. There's some good delivery, some indifferent batting. Australia just looked more up for it. And listening to commentary throughout as well, you got the sense from those who are at the ground that South Africa just looked timid. And that's the one thing that's been South Africa's big issue at these tournaments, these world tournaments, for time and time again. They've looked timid when they've needed to come out and just be a bit more aggressive, a bit more up front and in your face. And they just don't seem to have that ability. Quinton de Kock, I know these things can happen, but he wasn't even interested where the ball was gone. He didn't even look for where the ball had gone. He just sort of wandered around. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, it's gone into my stumps. There's little things like that when you've just got to be in the moment. You've got to be in the game. And from the sound of the commentary and from the look of what I saw on the television, they just weren't.
Yeah, DK, we'll of course talk about the Aussie bowling in just a second, but let's just talk about the South Africa batting. It's okay if you're out of form. It's okay when things are not going your way. But the one thing that is a non-negotiable and that depends on no other variables is your intent. And I think that's what Dooley is saying, and that's what everyone on comms was saying, is that South Africa was just seemed like that intent was just not as boiling hot as you would like it to be.
I think at the start they showed intent. Bauma showed intent. But what they're not used to and what comes out of experience when you play a lot of matches is what happens and how do you react when a couple of wickets fall around you? Do you need to attack still? Do you need to still, maybe take your time, take your team through? Let's take Quinton de Kock in Mumbai Indians. It's very simple for him. Even if the score is 0 for 4, he will keep attacking because he will believe in the number 7 and number 6 and number 8 batters to come and do a job for the team because he's seen it over and over and over again. Whereas when he plays for South Africa, they have a Klaasen, they have a Miller. These guys haven't set the world on fire in the opportunities they've got. They're good players. Let's not make any mistakes about that. So when you're not sure about your middle order, you need to change your game. Is Quinton de Kock somebody who can adapt to that? Maybe yes, maybe not. But today he tried, didn't work out. I just feel this is a clear example of sometimes this is what happens when you don't have too much experience playing the T20 format.
But for Australia, remember Australia have had troubles chasing in the last year. But as Simon pointed out, they've not been playing their full team. But the best way to avoid difficult chase is get your bowlers to do the job and give you a small total to chase. And today, the bowlers really did that for Captain Aaron Finch. He just had to use the 5. Didn't even have to go to Mitchell Marsh or try to get an over out of Marcus Stoinis because these guys did the job for him, divided the wickets nicely between them. It's good teamwork there. Mitchell Starc picked up his 2 wickets for 32. It was Glenn Maxwell who got the first wicket. That was Bavuma. got the captain he bowled the second over in the power play. That's when Maxwell got him. It was Josh Hazelwood, 2 for 19, 1 for 17 for Cummins, and 2 for 21 for Zampa. Tough question, Dooley. The pick of the 5 for you.
Hazelwood, definitely for mine. Just those early wickets for him, hitting that hard length early, coming off game time. And I think that's a big thing, allowing the likes of Stark and Cummins to just sort of get into their work a little bit, because they could have been put under pressure having not had a lot of game time. So, I was really impressed with Josh Hazelwood. I mean, the only downside, I guess, he went to that hard length again at the back end and just got 1 6 away, and then he went to the Yorkers, didn't he, straight after that. So, to me, he was the pick. And the surprise package, probably Maxwell. The fact they got 4 overs out of Glenn Maxwell was, well, they said the first time he's bowled 4 overs in a T20 international since 2018. So, so pretty good effort.
Yeah, when the going's good.
It's very interesting to note that people who have done well in IPL seem to have continued their form. Maxwell, Hazelwood, and Aiden Markram for Punjab Kings. If that is anything to go by, I think Indian team should be smiling. I know Dooley might not be happy hearing this, Dooley, but maybe the Indian team is smiling.
Yeah, but I mean, then South Africa would be looking around that dugout and saying, "Where's Faf? Where is Faf?" Because when it comes to batters, nobody did better than him. Well, one guy did better than him by a few runs, but international players, nobody did better than him. And just him not playing. I mean, yes, we talk, it's the Indian Premier League, I guess, and we focus a lot on the Indian team. So we've spoken about Chahal not being there, etc., etc. But I think Faf is the biggest omission for me, Dooley.
Absolutely.
Yeah, look, it's a massive one. And the politics around it, I mean, I heard he'd made himself unavailable. Graham Smith has been relatively open, and he said they just couldn't come to an arrangement with Faf du Plessis, which it tells me that there's a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes, and that could be on both parties as well. It could be Faf, it could be Cricket South Africa, it could be a combination of both. I mean, he doesn't strike me as the sort of bloke when I see him, when I meet him, and when I talk to him, doesn't strike me as a sort of bloke that's too hard to get along with. So, look, I don't know. I mean, we're only speculating, aren't we?
Yeah, we have to speculate a lot. I mean, we've done a fair bit of speculating about David Warner as well with his Hyderabad team. That's all you get. You just get speculation because nobody tells us anything. Don't worry, Dinesh. I'm not asking any tough questions to you, bro. Don't worry. Yeah? I know you've got the purple wall behind you, but I'm not asking you any tough questions. Don't worry.
I also feel these are the kind of moments when you need to be united as a team, and you will see that teams have had issues. Teams are having issues in the back room when they have a game like this. In case Australia come out and just in many ways dominate them through their batting, you will see it'll be a bit of a slippery slope. Before they turn around, they wouldn't know how to react, and they lose a couple of games and they're probably out of the World Cup. And it's happened before in the 2019 World Cup as well. They came in with a lot of bravado. The first match against India, they got smashed, and they couldn't, in many ways turn their World Cup around after that.
South Africa's bowlers, though, I mean, if you want a runner ball defended, this is the good bowling lineup, Dooley.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Nokia, Rabada, you're going to want to start well. If they can pick up a wicket or two early on, they could put them under pressure. When I think they're going to be the key. If they can have 2 or 3 down inside that power play and then let Shamsi and Maharaj do their work through the middle, I don't know whether that 5th bowling option is as good from a South African point of view in Pretorius, but they've got the options there. They just need to make sure that they pick up a wicket or 2 early, put the likes of Finch and Warner under pressure, who have both been short of runs.
Shamsi, Keshav Maharaj, it's all right. And on the other side, Australia are batting deep. You've got a Matthew Wade listed at number 7, which means that a runner ball should really not be too difficult. But what are they looking at, DK? This is Australia. They don't do half measures, right? They're going to come in and say, listen, we got to get this 118 and 15 overs. We can do it. We have the ability. We have the people. Let's just get this done and go home early and, get a cold one. Absolutely.
I think it's a great opportunity for Finchy and Warner. People have been speaking about the fact that probably they're not batting at their best right now. There's not going to be as much pressure as they would be if they were chasing 180, 175. It's a must dumb down target. 118 is easily gettable. All they need to do is play their brand of cricket. Let them not go into the mode where they're thinking, let me just take my time and play and probably I'll do something when I get set now. Just go in there, be aggressive, look to hit the boundaries, look to put the bad ones away. And both of them are very good at that. And the wicket is really good. Is 118 chaseable? Yes, if they bat well, even in 12 overs. If they bat ordinarily, it should be done in 16 overs.
Yeah, don't take it to the last over. Because when you take things to the last over, strange things happen. We've just had a tournament with 30 games. Strange things happen in the last over. Get it done before. So what South Africa would hope. Well, the big news from the first half, gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to know. The main point of discussion, which was Glenn Maxwell's hairdo, right? His man bun. He has commented on it post the innings, saying it's because it's going in my eyes and there's no hairdresser in the bio bubble. That is a phenomenal point. There's no hairdresser in the bubble.
How did you guys get on, DK? I mean, we've just had one in our hotel, actually. We got the guy that was with one of the teams, and he came to our hotel and sat. He sort of had already been in a bubble, so he came into the sort of common room in our hotel and charged 80 dirham a haircut, an extra 20 to do the beard, and he made an absolute fortune over 2 days. This bloke, he just came in. He didn't have enough pockets to put all his cash in.
But tell me something. In the commentator bio bubble, it's not too many candidates for haircuts.
No. Danny Morrison, Matthew Hayden, they all said no. But remember, we've got 2 TV crews here as well. So we've got about 160 in this hotel.
Oh, there's a few Yetis there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you who would have been a millionaire if they had, come to that bubble. Sunil Narayan. He was an official hairstylist. He did a lot of haircuts. He would have gone back a million. Not that he isn't. He is very well taken care of. But he would have made a little more, some pocket change.
Hey, probably become a billionaire, seeing how, hair is going for a lot of people. There you go. Sunil Narayan. But right now, it's about who's going to give a haircut to who. Looks like Australia is going to give a little haircut to South Africa. Or could South Africa bowlers give a buzz cut to Australia and not let them get this 119 target? We're going to come at the end of 10 overs and evaluate how the chase is going. Looks like it's going to be kind of cool runnings for Australia. We, of course, got our guesses woefully wrong because we were up in, the 160, 70, 180 stratosphere. So we're going to do the game in this innings again, but with a power play. We're going to ease it up a bit. So, gentlemen, get your guesses in for the power play. DK, we'll let you go first. The baby.
47.
The baby of the pack. He's the baby. He's the new
47.
47.
47
right.
for 1.
I think you've been watching Cricbuzz live because he's choosing all my numbers. 47 is my
I'm a
favorite
big fan of
power
yours,
play.
DK. I'm a big fan of yours. I have to get that right.
Bro, I'll give you my number. I'll give you all my numbers. Take them. There you go. 47 for DK. Dooley?
Sedate start, I think. So I'll go 39.
Ooh, that's a bowler speaking there.
So I'm going to go 42 then. Smack in the middle. Boom. Park my gas smack in the middle in there. All right. We're going to see you at the end of the 10th over with the Combox. Big thank you to Dinesh Karthik and Simon Doull. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You were watching Cricbuzz Live.